Hello friends, welcome again. I am Tanvir and this is the third video from very basic Java EE series of mine, and today we will be looking at the WAMP server and setting up a database to work with. Okay, so mm, before today, after installing all the softwares, you should create a folder in any place you like, the place where you will work, and I have created a folder called soft shortcuts, and there are two folders. One, the Eclipse exe, that was inside the extracted folder of Eclipse, this one, and the other one is the WAMP server. And let's get started with WAMP server, and it will ask for permission, and after it gets starts, an icon will appear down right corner of our PC, and you can see it's green. A few minutes ago it was orange, and if this icon stays orange, that means that some services didn't get properly started, so you have to do some search why it actually didn't work. For your case, in this case it works. Mostly what happens is that if your PC already using the port 80 via some other software like Skype or other server software, and then WAMP will not be able to access it. So you should actually do some workaround, especially by either turning WAMP to use different port numbers like 8080 or something like that, or turning Skype or other softwares to release the localhost port or 80 port. And you can check this via going to Apache, going to service, and here you should actually see that this service is running, and you can test the port 80 here, and you can install it if it didn't install during the installation of the WAMP server itself. Or you can remove and again install if it didn't work. Do more search and try to find the problem, because there can be many problems and it will be impossible for anyone to actually show every problem. I just noted a few common ones. In general, most Windows 7 and Windows 8 PC should not be giving any problems, and it should be after install green by itself. So you can click on it, and when you install, it will ask for an exe in the default browser where the localhost and phpMyAdmin should open. So click on localhost, and my default browser is Internet Explorer. Here I selected, so it came up, and you can see that it installed the WAMP server properly. If this page doesn't show, it means you still have some problems, even though you may have green here. Just get over all these problems and we can get started with the real part of this series. Then next, click on this phpMyAdmin. It's an application built using PHP. It easily helps us to create databases in MySQL. These are a few databases that comes with MySQL, the installation, default installation of WAMP server. Click on databases. Here you can create any database. Let's create a database, a very simple one. Let us name it example underscore db, and click on create. It created example db. Click on it, and it will asking for any table. There is no table here. You can click on the plus buttons and to see if other tables are there. Look at this one, performance schema. It has so many tables inside it. Don't touch this. Inside the database you that just created, click on the name inside this window and type the name of a table. Let's create a simple table, and let's the number of column like example table for, let's have a 3-column table like an ID and something. Let's just whatever comes into my mind currently. Let's give it an ID and integer of length the highest 11 for now. It's just an example. We will get into more detailed database later. Let's the next column name, let it be let's say just say name, let it be a varchar 255, let it not be null, and I have clicked here auto increment, means that this will be an ID in JPA. It will be auto increment ID identifier, because internally MySQL uses sequence instead of the sequence that will be useful via JPA. Next you can give let's say name and let's say role. It can be integer, yes, let it be integer, and let it be 11 too. Save. Let's have an example table inside. Thus we have an example table inside an example database, and we will be accessing this database via Eclipse through JPA. And so let's have some data first. I'm doing all this inside my PHP only because for now we didn't get into JPA yet. Just leave the ID field and give any name. Let's say name 1, and the roll number is 1001. Then name 2, the roll number is 1002. Let's have 5 rows. Then name 1, name 2 is gone. Then we have name 3, 1003, name 4, 1004, and the last one, name 5, 1005. This is, I am starting with a very simple example, so that we can get started quickly. Just click go at any point, and it will insert 5 rows into the table of named example table. Like here it says inserted, 5 rows inserted, and you can click on this example table to see the number of columns and number of indexes. This doesn't actually matter for now, because there is only one primary key and there is no foreign key or other any keys. And in the columns there are 3 columns, ID, name and role, and this is a new trying to add a new column. Just click on this sample table and you can see the data. Okay, the database part is ready for now. It's very simple database, so that we can start working directly. Next you can start Eclipse. I think we can do that in our next video. So thank you.